You can no longer outrun what I have placed within you. I did not call you to a life of silence and retreat. I did not breathe my spirit into your bones so you could live in fear of your purpose. I called you out from among them. I set you apart before you had a name. Before your first breath, I wrote your name into the fabric of my will. You were not born to disappear. You were born to declare. So why have you run? Why have you chosen delay over obedience? Why have you convinced yourself that your calling can wait, when time itself bows to my voice? You cry for clarity, but you ignore the command I gave before your first question. You wait for signs, but you silence the stirring I placed within you. You ask me to reveal the next step, yet you resist the very first. You think I will change what I have said because you feel unworthy? You think I will take back what I authored because you feel unprepared? No. What I have spoken is eternal. What I have declared will not return void. You run, but the call runs faster. You hide, but my presence finds you. You drown it with distraction, but it waits in the stillness. I have not changed my mind. I have not lifted my hand. You are still called. You are still chosen. And I will not stop until your feet turn back to what I ordained. I do not bend to fear. I break it. I do not wait for perfection. I empower obedience. Now return. And if this word has stirred what fear tried to bury, if you hear my voice calling you out of hiding, do not harden your heart. Like this message, leave a comment, share it, subscribe and keep this word close. For I am not done speaking, and you are not done rising. You were never meant to run. You were meant to build. You were meant to stand. And you will, when you surrender. You keep telling yourself it's not the right time. You call it patience, but I see the fear beneath it. You label it wisdom, but I see the hesitation you won't name. I have called you, not for later, not for when things feel easier. I called you for now. I called you for this very hour. When the darkness grows louder, I raise voices, not echoes. I raise flames, not shadows. And you are fire in my hands. You are a vessel I have prepared. But your feet keep turning toward what is familiar. You cry out for more of me. But you refuse to leave the place I no longer bless. You mourn the absence of clarity. But clarity follows obedience, not delay. You cannot walk into what I have prepared with the mindset of who you used to be. You must rise. You must release. You must obey. You ask, but what if I am wrong? And I ask, what if you are right? And the only thing stopping my move is your refusal to move with me? You have no idea what I have stored on the other side of your surrender. You have not tasted the favor I have prepared for your obedience. I have seen the generations that will be transformed if you step in now. You do not need to be qualified. You need to be willing. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be present. I will do the rest. But I will not override your resistance. I have given you the choice. Now choose me, not just with your lips, with your life, with your steps, with your yes. Do not ask me for a lighter calling. Ask me for stronger shoulders. Because I never placed something on you that I will not walk you through. The weight you feel is not punishment. It is preparation. I am stretching your spirit so you can hold what others cannot carry. I am training your heart to hear my whisper in the noise. I am refining your character to stand in places where applause is loud but holiness is rare. You were made for more than survival. You were made for dominion. You were not given breath to coast through life unnoticed. I called you to speak what others are afraid to say. To go where others refuse to stand. To build what others have let decay. But none of that will happen while you run. You have spent too long waiting for permission I already gave. Too long grieving opportunities you abandoned out of fear. Too long watching others walk in assignments that carry the scent of what I gave you. This is not to shame you. This is to awaken you. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far. The call is not cancelled. It waits. And I, the one who called you, wait with it. I am not done. And neither are you. Now return to the place where I first stirred you. Return to the sound of your name in my voice. Let me show you again what I always intended. Do not look to the left or the right. Do not compare your path to theirs. You do not know the price I required of them. And they do not know the mantle I placed on you. What I have assigned to your hands is sacred. Stop measuring it by visibility. Stop diminishing it because it does not look like theirs. The call is not in the crowd. It is in the quiet place where I met you. It is in the secret place where no one claps. Where no one notices. But where I speak. You do not need confirmation when you already carry commission. You do not need the world to agree when I have already ordained. The assignment still stands. You cannot pray away what I have spoken. You cannot fast your way out of obedience. There is only one way forward now. Return. And begin. Pick up the pieces. Dust off the words. Open your mouth again. Write again. Serve again. Love again. Move again. You were never disqualified. You only stopped listening. But I never stopped speaking. I never stopped reaching. And now I say it again. Go. Go where I send you. Say what I tell you. Do not fear their faces. I will be with you. I will uphold you. But I will not allow you to stay where I did not plant you. The wilderness you chose will not give you peace. Only my will does that. Return to it. And live. You have prayed for open doors. But I cannot open what you will not walk through. You cry for increase. But increase without obedience leads to idolatry. I will not build a platform beneath rebellion. I will not bless what you choose in place of what I commanded. So return. Not for status. Not for comfort. But for obedience. Because obedience is the oil. Obedience is the key. Obedience is the posture of those I can trust with my authority. You have waited for someone to release you. But you forget, it was me who called you. Not man. Not culture. Not the system. Me. And I am still waiting for your answer. Not a passive yes. Not a yes wrapped in excuses. But the kind of yes that changes your schedule. That shifts your comfort. That costs your reputation. That silences your fear. That yes. The yes I gave you when I called Moses from the wilderness. The yes I gave Jeremiah when he said he was too young. The yes I gave Mary when she said, "Let it be unto me." The yes I gave Jesus in the garden when he said, "Not my will, but yours be done." That yes. It's still waiting for you. And I am too. You think I need your strength. But I never asked you to be strong without me. I asked you to be surrendered. Because I do not anoint ability. I anoint availability. You keep telling me what you lack. And I keep pointing to what I placed in you. I do not require what you do not have. I require what you will not yield. This is not about your gift. It is about your heart. I gave you the gift. But your heart must give me the permission to use it. You say, "But I'm still healing." And I say, "Let me heal you on the way." You say, "I don't know enough." And I say, "I am wisdom." You say, "I'm afraid." And I say, "I have not given you a spirit of fear." So stop rehearsing your weakness. Start remembering my word, what I called you to. I will sustain you through. I do not send my children without my presence. I go with you. And when I go with you, you cannot fail. You may stumble. You may feel inadequate. But I will catch you. I will teach you. And I will walk with you until you walk boldly. Now take the first step. And watch me move. Do not let time convince you that the moment has passed. I am not bound by clocks or calendars. I am the author of time. And what I called you to is not subject to expiration. Delay does not cancel my intention. Your detour does not disqualify my direction. I will redeem what you think is lost. I will restore what you handed to fear. But I need your agreement. Heaven moves when earth surrenders. I do not override your will. I wait for it. And you know I've been waiting. In the in-between moments. In the restlessness. In the dreams that won't go away. That's me. Calling you again. Not because I need you. But because I chose you. I could raise another. I could send someone else. But I want you. Not the you pretend to be. Not the version of you wish you were. I want the yielded you. The honest you. The trembling you who still says yes. Because I can build something holy with that yes. Something eternal. Something that changes lives. Something that changes you. Now say it again. Yes, Lord. Let that be the beginning. You are not called because you are strong. You are called because I am. You are not chosen because you are ready. You are chosen because I am sovereign. My calling is not based on your ability. It is rooted in my design. And you cannot escape what I wrote into your DNA. You can run from platforms. You can run from people. But you cannot run from purpose. It follows you. It speaks even when you close your ears. It burns even when you try to smother it. And that burn, that ache, that tension you feel when you ignore it? That is my mercy. That is the call. Still active. Still alive. Still waiting. There is no peace outside of my will. You have tried. You've searched for other paths. You've built alternatives I never blessed. And you still feel empty. Because peace only lives where obedience breathes. Come back to the place of obedience. Not for applause. Not for approval. But for alignment. You were created for this. And it's time to return. There is a generation waiting for your obedience. Your silence delays their breakthrough. Your resistance holds back release. You think it's just about you. But it never was. I placed your assignment inside you for the sake of others. There are hearts tied to your surrender. There are chains that will only break when your voice rises. And every time you run, the ripple weakens. But every time you say yes, even trembling, the heavens rejoice. Hell trembles. And my kingdom advances. You have authority. Not because of your name. But because of mine. And I have placed that name upon your life. Now carry it with courage. Walk in what I've already anointed. The time for excuses has ended. The time for movement has come. You will not always feel ready. But I am your readiness. You will not always feel brave. But I am your banner. Now go. Not to prove yourself. But to glorify me. I am with you. And I always will be. You think the weight disqualifies you. But I say the weight is proof. Proof that I've entrusted you with something eternal. Something heaven breathed. You feel it in the stillness, the pull, the ache, the burden that never fades. You keep trying to explain it away. To push it down. To pretend it's not as deep as it is. But I see through it. I see what you carry when no one is watching. I see the tension between your desire to obey and your fear of what obedience will cost. You are not lazy, you are afraid. You are not unfaithful, you are uncertain. But hear me clearly. I do not ask for fearless children. I ask for surrendered ones. I am not searching for perfection. I am shaping character. And this calling, this ache, it's the furnace. The place where the gold is separated from the dross. You want the fire to go out. But I want it to purify you. You keep asking me to change the assignment. But I'm using the assignment to change you. You want to feel worthy before you say yes. But your worth is not in your ability to perform. It's in your identity as mine. And that has never changed. Even when you questioned it. Even when you tried to walk away. Even when you begged me to choose someone else. I didn't. Because I don't change my mind. I don't misplace purpose. I don't remove my hand just because you struggle under its weight. In fact, I lift with you. I carry the call with you. I hold your arms when they grow tired. Just as I did for Moses when he could not hold his own authority. I sent help. And I will send help to you. But I won't lift the call. Because it is yours. And you were made for it. You were formed in fire. Not fear. You were born for such a time as this, not to observe. But to act. Not to hide. But to lead. You cannot keep shrinking and still expect expansion. You cannot pray for my will and resist the path that leads to it. You've cried out for direction. But direction only comes when your feet move. You want me to speak again. But I already gave you the last instruction. Obey that one first. Then I will speak again. And when I do, you will know my voice. Not because it's louder than the fear. But because you'll finally be still enough to hear it. And it will sound like love. Because that's what this whole thing has been about. I called you because I love you. And I won't stop calling just because you're afraid to answer. I am patient. But I am also persistent. And I will not stop until you step back into the path I prepared for you. Before you knew your own name, I wrote it into my story. And it is time to turn the page. Write this next chapter, not with ink, but with obedience. The kind that moves mountains. The kind that terrifies hell. The kind that shifts generations. This is what you were born for. Now live like it. You keep asking why the discomfort won't leave. You keep asking why the old routines no longer satisfy. Why the same prayers feel hollow. Why the room you once fit inside now feels too small. It's not because I've abandoned you. It's because I've outgrown what you've been willing to carry. The anointing I've placed on your life is expanding. And expansion always brings pressure. That tension you feel, it's not punishment. It's transition. You are moving from one season to another. From shallow waters to deeper things. From borrowed words to your own roar. But I cannot fill what you will not open. And I cannot anoint what you still hide. You must come out of hiding. Come out of performance. Come out of comfort and into consecration. Yes, it will cost. Yes, it will stretch you. But I will be your portion. And what you lose in comfort you will gain in clarity. What you sacrifice in safety, I will multiply in strength. Because I am not just calling you to speak. I am calling you to carry. To carry my weight. To carry my presence. To carry my voice into places that have gone dry from silence and shallow sermons. You were never called to entertain. You were called to shake the foundations. You were never called to blend in. You were called to confront. To expose. To awaken. You have spent too long apologizing for what I called holy. You've made yourself small to fit rooms I called you to reform. But no more. The season of shrinking is over. The season of pleasing is done. Now is the time for obedience without apology. Now is the time to walk in the mantle I gave you. The mantle does not belong in the closet. It does not belong on the hanger of hesitation. It belongs on your shoulders. And yes, it is heavy, but so am I. And I will walk with you in the weight. I will teach you how to wear what used to intimidate you. I will give you rest as you carry responsibility. But you must trust me. You must choose me over them. You must choose me over you. Because your life is no longer your own. You surrendered it when you said yes. And though you've stumbled, your yes still stands. I haven't revoked it. And I won't. Because I see what's ahead. I see the room you haven't entered yet. I see the lives that will be changed by your obedience. I see the chains that will break when you open your mouth. Now go. Not to perform, but to release. Not to impress, but to obey. And watch me move through your yes. You wonder why the opportunities feel withheld. Why the doors seem shut. Why the breakthrough you've prayed for still hasn't come. It's not because I've denied you. It's because I refuse to promote a version of you that does not yet trust me fully. I am not preparing your platform. I am preparing you. The waiting is not wasted. It is working. It is shaping. It is stripping away every dependence that isn't me. Because I do not share my glory. And I do not release unfinished vessels into open battlefields. The battle ahead requires a soldier. Not a singer. A watchman. Not a wanderer. And you are being built in secret so you can stand in the light. When I release you, you won't have to prove yourself. Your presence will carry the proof. Your scars will testify. Your obedience will speak louder than any introduction. But you must endure the preparation. Do not envy those who skip the fire. What looks like speed to you is often shallowness covered in noise. I am not building speed. I am building strength. Roots before fruit. Character before crown. I am doing the work no one applauds because I am not raising performers. I am raising prophets. And you will be misunderstood. You will be resisted. But you will also be filled with a power no man can take. Because it will not come from platform. It will come from presence. And that presence will not come cheaply. You must make room. Turn down the noise. Shut the doors I never opened. Stop chasing approval I never asked you to seek. Come back to the altar. Kneel without your titles. Cry without your filters. Let me meet you there. I will burn what needs to be consumed. I will breathe again where shame tried to silence you. And I will remind you, I chose you before they ever had a vote. I set you apart before you ever knew how to spell your own name. And I am still calling you. Not when you're ready, but because I'm ready. And I'm calling you to readiness through the fire. This fire will not destroy you. It will reveal you. This pruning will not leave you empty. It will make space for the weight of glory. So don't curse the delay. Don't despise the discomfort. This is not punishment. This is commissioning. You are not being crushed. You are being crowned. But the crown is not for pride. It is for posture. It is for surrender. It is for service. Now rise. Not in your name, in mine. Not with fear, but with fire. The fire I lit in you. The fire I am fanning now. Walk forward. And do not look back. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to disrupt the silence of a weary world. You were formed to carry my word in your mouth like fire and truth in your bones like steel. But how can you carry it when you still question if I've chosen you? How can you declare what I said if you still fear their opinions more than my voice? This is where I draw the line, not to exclude you, but to empower you. This is where you must decide. Will you serve fear? Or will you follow me? You cannot do both. You cannot pray for me to use you and resist me when I come to refine you. You cannot long for the weight of my glory while clinging to the chains of insecurity. I'm not asking for your strength. I'm asking for your surrender. Lay it all down, the timelines, the comparisons, the need to have it all together. Lay down your need to be understood. Even my son was misunderstood. He was rejected by those he came to save. And yet he fulfilled the call. He did not run from Gethsemane. He did not flee the cross. He embraced the weight, because of the joy set before him. There is joy ahead of you. But you must stop running from what I called you to. Stop postponing purpose in the name of process. Stop waiting for the fear to leave before you take the first step. I never promised ease, I promised presence. I never promised applause, I promised alignment. And when you are aligned with my will, you will be sustained in ways you never imagined. Doors will open because I commanded them. Hearts will shift because my word through you will pierce what no speech could. But I need your yes. The real one, the raw one, the one that doesn't care if it's small or seen or slow. I need the yes that trusts me even when nothing around you makes sense. That is the yes I can multiply. That is the yes that makes devils tremble. That is the yes I am waiting for. Not someday. Now. Today. Because today is still holy. And your time has not expired. You are not late, you are being prepared. You are not lost, you are being led. Now step forward. And never turn back. You keep asking me for peace. But peace does not come before surrender. Peace follows obedience. You've spent too long standing at the edge of your calling, hoping the fear will go away on its own. But fear doesn't leave because of time. It leaves when it meets truth. And I am the truth. When I speak, darkness must bow. When I call, chains must break. But I cannot move through what you will not open. I have given you everything you need for what I've called you to. You lack nothing, except the willingness to believe me above your fears. So believe me. Believe that I still call the unqualified. Believe that I still raise up the broken. Believe that I still speak through the least likely. Because that's who I've always used. David was overlooked. Esther was orphaned. Moses was afraid. Gideon was hiding. Peter was impulsive. Paul was a persecutor. And still, I called them. Still, I anointed them. Still, I moved through them. So why not you? Why do you think your weakness is a surprise to me? I factored it in. I wrote your limitations into the plan. Because I never intended for you to do this alone. I wanted you dependent. I wanted you leaning. I wanted you close. And that is still my desire. So come close again. Let me remind you of who you are. Not who fear says you are. Not who your past tries to accuse. But who I say you are. You are mine. You are chosen. You are called. And I am not done with you yet. Now rise. And walk boldly in what I already said was yours. You are still standing, even after everything tried to break you. You're still here. And that is not weakness, that is testimony. That is the proof that my hand has never left you. And if I kept you through that, do you really think I would abandon you now? I did not deliver you from the pit to let you drown in the river. I did not pull you from the fire to watch you fall in the wilderness. I brought you out so I could send you forward. But you must stop running from what I created you to carry. I did not call you because you were fearless. I called you because I am faithful. And I will show my faithfulness through your yes. Even if your hands shake. Even if your voice trembles. Even if you are misunderstood. I will vindicate your obedience. I will protect your surrender. And I will move through your life in ways that even you cannot comprehend. But it begins now. Not with a strategy, with a step. Not with a 5-year plan, with a single act of obedience. You already know what I told you. You already know what I asked of you. So go do it. Write what I told you to write. Speak what I told you to say. Build what I showed you in the secret place. Start with what you have. Move with what you know. And trust that as you obey, I will provide. I always have. I always will. And when the winds rise, do not be afraid. When the voices accuse, do not turn back. Because I will confirm what I spoke. I will surround you with my favor. And I will silence every lie with truth. This is the hour. You are my vessel. Now rise. And do not run. Run no more. For I go with you, and I will never leave. You've waited for a word from me, and this is it. Stop running. Stop excusing disobedience as discernment. Stop delaying because of what they might think. They did not call you. They did not die for you. They will not stand before me in your place. You answer to me, and I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for pursuit. Pursue me again. Pursue me above the noise. Pursue me above your feelings. Pursue me above what makes sense. Faith does not always make sense, it makes way. And I am calling you to walk by faith now. To go where you've never gone. To do what you've never done. To say yes even when nothing around you confirms the path. Because when you say yes, heaven begins to move. Doors open. Hearts soften. Oil flows. But I cannot move in what you refuse to surrender. I am not just after your gift, I'm after your posture. Because posture determines capacity. And capacity determines the weight you can carry. You've asked for more, now make room for it. Clear the idols. Clear the timelines. Clear the distractions. And return to me. That is where your fire will be reignited. That is where your voice will be restored. That is where the fear will break, in my presence. Come back. Come now. I will not delay what I promised if you do not delay what I commanded. This is not the end of your story. It is the turning point. From wandering to walking. From fear to fire. From calling to commissioning. Now go. And let me be your strength. Let this be the moment everything changes. Let this be the day the running ends. You've wandered long enough. You've questioned long enough. You've waited long enough for a feeling that was never required. Faith was. And you have enough faith to take the next step. That is all I ask. Not 10 steps. Just the next one. And I will be there. With every step you take in obedience, I will meet you with strength. With every door you walk through, I will meet you with favor. With every word you release and surrender, I will meet you with power. Because I did not call you to fail. I called you to follow. I called you to carry what cannot be carried without me. And you will carry it. Not alone. With me. I will go before you. I will walk beside you. And I will finish what I started in you. Now stand. Lift your head. Let the weight fall from your shoulders. The striving. The pressure. The shame. Let it all fall. I never asked you to carry it. I only asked you to trust me. And now, I ask again. Will you trust me? Even now? Even after the delay? Even after the detour? Will you say yes? Because I am still speaking. And you are still chosen. Now rise. Your assignment waits. And I am with you always. There will be days when you question this moment. When you wonder if your yes mattered. When the weight feels greater than the wonder. But remember this. I did not call you to be understood. I called you to be obedient. And obedience will always bear fruit. Maybe not immediately. Maybe not where others can see. But in heaven, it is recorded. In eternity, it is multiplied. And I will never overlook it. Not one tear. Not one sacrifice. Not one private surrender. I saw it all. And I will reward it all. So go. Go with confidence. Go with courage. Go with the certainty that I am the one who called you. And I do not fail. And I do not lie. And I do not change my mind. You are mine. And I will be with you always. Even to the end. So stop waiting. Stop wondering if you're ready. You're not ready because everything feels safe. You're ready because you finally believe me. That's what this journey has always been about. Trust. Not performance. Not applause. But the quiet, relentless decision to believe that what I said is still true. That what I spoke over you still stands. Even now. Even here. Even after the delay. So walk now. Not because the fear is gone, but because I go before you. And where I go, nothing can stand against you. You are not alone. You never were. And now that you know that, you can finally stop running. You can finally begin. Let this be your beginning. Now go. I'm already there. And as you go, remember this. I do not call the fearless. I strengthen the willing. I do not use the perfect. I perfect those who walk with me. And you are walking now. So let the old names fall. Let the shame stay buried. Let the doubt lose its voice. Because I have spoken, and my word will not return void. Now move forward. The running is over. The assignment begins. And I am with you, always. This is the moment heaven records. The moment your yes becomes movement. And from this day forward, nothing will be the same. Because you stopped running. And you started walking with me. Let this be your legacy, not that you never feared. But that you never quit. Not that you always knew. But that you always trusted. Not that you were ready. But that you obeyed anyway. And I will be glorified through your yes. It begins now. You are ready, not because you feel it. But because I said so. Now go. You are not behind. You are right on time. Because your obedience begins now. And I am already in your next step. I will meet you there, in the step. In the silence. In the surrender. And what you feared will fade in the light of my faithfulness. You are not alone. You never were. Now walk, and do not look back. This is the hour. And you were born for it. So go, not in fear. But in faith. I go with you. And I will finish what I started in you. Always faithful. Always near.